Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Billy, and I'm from the IMDA OIP team. Welcome. We're going to have an exciting seminar for you here tonight. This afternoon, actually, not tonight. I'm just in a very big rush to celebrate the evening, I guess. Okay. Today is our third webinar of our Innovation Call 10, and today we're featuring, once again, owners looking for AI-powered solutions for the broadcast and online media sector. Now, before we begin, I'd like to remind everyone, especially for our first-timers joining us here today, that we're going to take questions at the end of every presentation. And for you to ask questions to the presenters, right, it's very easy. Just key in your question for the presenter at the Q&A feature inside Zoom itself, right? So once again, key in the questions for the presenter, do address them by name or by company so that we know who you're addressing your questions to, and then put it into the Q&A box of Zoom, right? So we'll try to, our very best to answer as many questions as possible, but don't worry. If your question isn't answered today, right, because of, time limitation and so on, you can actually post your question on the IMDA OIP or the Open Innovation Platform portal that's at www.openinnovation.sg. All right, so we have a forum for every business challenge there. So if you have more questions that we couldn't follow up today, right, do feel free to post your questions on the OIP forum that's available at www.openinnovation.sg. Now, just allow me to introduce OIP for the benefit of our newcomers, right? So what is OIP? Now, the Open Innovation Platform was launched in 2018 by IMDA, and it is a virtual that bridges, right, real business challenges or digitalization opportunities, right, of enterprises with tech solver firms, right, firms with solutions, right? So challenges hosted on OIP, right, are supported by a structured innovation process, right? So we actually have a process where we facilitate the refinement, the curation, and the scouting of tech solvers, right? So problem owners will gain access to a diverse pool of tech solvers, right, both locally and regionally. While tech solver firms, like most of our audience here today, right, you actually will receive capability support, right, for evaluation and prototyping if your solution is shortlisted as a finalist, right? So just let me recap that the OIP, right, was one of three platforms, right, highlighted by our Deputy Prime Minister, Mr. Heng Swee Keat, at the Budget 2021 speech on boosting innovation and transformation. And just a bit of a sneak preview, very soon we're going to launch additional features, right, new features on the OIP portal. One of them is called the Discovery Engine. It will help to facilitate the discovery of innovative solutions. And the second one is called Digital Bench, where selected companies are able to accelerate rapid prototyping to digital models and so on, right? And today we're very pleased to have three very special companies here with us. We have Vidsi, an online video. We also have Asia One of the largest content portals across Asia. And we also have a MediaCore. Of course, everybody knows MediaCore, national broadcaster. And they have an assortment of very interesting business challenges, right? And the good thing is that if your solution is selected by them, right, there's a lot of market opportunity and potential because your proposed solution, right, might have an industry-wide impact, right? Just like many of our OIP business challenges. So on behalf of IMD, I'd like to thank our our problem owner companies, right, for your support and for being committed to innovation and for being trailblazers, in your industry, right? And we're really glad that you're sharing your challenges here today with us and with our audience as well. And of course, the OIP wouldn't be, what it is today, right? A big success story without the energy and enthusiasm and the expertise of our tech solvers and innovators, right? So thank you very much as well. So once again, before we move on to the program proper, right, I'll just remind you that we do take questions for our presenters, and the presenter will handle the questions at the end of the session. So do type in your question for the presenters in the Q&A function of Zoom, right? And we'll try our very best to answer as many questions as possible. Okay, and we really hope we have a great and a very fruitful session today. Now, before we begin, so allow us to do a bit of advertising for OIP. I'm going to get my colleague, Mr. Bay, to help us play a very special video about what OIP is all about. Take it away, Mr. Bay.
The economy of the future is digital, and innovation will be a key driver. So how do we accelerate the pace of innovation and digitalization to give our enterprises a competitive edge? The Open Innovation Platform, or OIP, is an initiative by the IMDA. It is a virtual platform that connects and matches challenges of problem owners such as SMEs, large enterprises, and government agencies to a pool of problem solvers with different expertise. This is Sarah. She is the Chief Innovation Officer of Company A. She would like to find innovative digital solutions to address her company's business challenge. She discusses her challenge with an IMDA officer and explains what she's looking for. IMDA then helps to launch Sarah's challenge through the OIP, allowing her to access a diverse pool of ideas and technology expertise immediately. Problem solvers around the world can see Sarah's challenge on the OIP, and those with the right capabilities for Sarah's challenge apply through the portal. Sarah and IMDA jointly evaluate, shortlist, and select the best solution from Company Y. Eric is the founder of Company Y. He works with Sarah to turn his idea into a working prototype that is demonstrated and tested in Sarah's facility. Sarah is happy with the successful prototype and awards Eric with prize monies. Sarah and Eric partnered to commercialize the solution and roll it out across Southeast Asia. Sarah increases the productivity of a company's operations, while Eric scales up his product successfully with this new customer reference. With the Open Innovation Platform, we have an innovation ecosystem that is always open for all enterprises, large and small. Join us on the Open Innovation Platform.
Okay, and it's a very special video about the OIP. Now, allow me to quickly run through our open, just a couple of slides about OIP for the benefit of our audience who's new to the whole concept, right? Just give me 1 second. I promise to do this really, really fast, all right? Okay, I hope everyone can see my slides. So basically, welcome to OIP. So OIP is a structured innovation process. We are a crowdsourcing platform. We source for the best solutions for a lot of very unique and very difficult business challenges, right? That cannot be resolved by, buying off-the-shelf software. So a lot of our product owners have very unique issues and they want the best-in-class solutions. And therefore, we turn to our community of tech solvers. We have right now over 11,000 tech solvers in the community, and they are a fantastic bunch of people full of ideas, full of energy, full of enthusiasm, and a lot of cool solutions, right? And so far, we've hosted a total of about 218 challenges. Of course, the number is set to grow as we launch more innovation calls. We're into innovation call 10 right now, so we're about 10. I won't say 10 years old, but it's been the 10th call over 3 years, right? So, and we've already basically given out about 7.1 million worth of prize monies, and over 87, around 87 projects, right, have already seen prototyping or final, testing, modules and so on. So it's been a great success story in the 3 years that we've had OIP. Right, so this is actually information you can find on the OIP portal, the www.openinnovation.sg. But I'm just going to run through quickly about the process to assure our newcomers that we do have an established and a very battle-tested system to establish the best solutions, right, for our problem owners. And of course, there are benefits for you to join OIP, as a tech solver, right? So you do get a prize money for all the different projects. You do get business opportunity because the prototypes that you develop, right, can be applied to, to pursue commercial, opportunities, right? So you get innovation support from, agencies like IMDA, ESG, and so on. You also get, support from the community as well as mentorship opportunities. So there is a lot to gain from joining us as a tech solver. Okay, so again, a summary of what you will get as a tech solver if you were to, join us as a member of the OIP community. So allow me to pitch about Pixel, which is where I'm located right now. So it's a shared innovation space hosted by IMDA. So you get, not only a physical space, but also you get access, to panels of experts on different topics like, user experience and user, interface design. You get access to design thinking experts, digital storytelling, and even you get to talk to experts who are into, for example, AR, VR, for example, different realms of knowledge to expand your product offering. We also get access to, say, Nanyang Poly's Digital Engineering Innovation Center, as well as ST Engineering's Sparks Open Innovation Lab. So basically, if you were to join us as a tech solver and you are one of the finalists for a particular challenge, right, you will get access to all these facilities, right, depending on the nature of your technology and your product. And of course, we have, a consultancy in different realms of digital experience. So I was mentioning design thinking, UI, UX, digital storytelling, and so on, all right? So it's very exciting. So I also want to sign up as a tech solver myself. Okay, and depending on, again, on your domain and the nature of the prototype and the technology, right, you also get access to industry mentorship and tech partners, okay? And furthermore, as a tech solver, right, if you do very well and you get into the final, you're a finalist, you have a prototype launch and so on, you will also consider you for programs in IMDA such as the accreditation SGD program or the SGD Spark program, where we will help to accredit your company, right, and make sure that you fulfill the standards required to join the government procurement channels, right? So it's a great opportunity, it's a great introduction to the government market, if you meet the mark, of course, yeah, as a tech solver. And here are some of the success stories. And again, don't worry, you can find more success stories on the Open Innovation Portal at, again, www.openinnovation.sg. I can't help but plug the site. Okay, so just a quick summary. So you get exposure to real business challenges if you join OIP, as a tech solver. You receive mentorship and support from the structured innovation process, and you get access to physical innovation and prototyping facilities, right? As a finalist, as a tech solver with a product or prototype, right, that meets the needs of our business, our problem owners. Okay, and that's it from my slides. I'm not going to hand back over to my colleagues. Okay, thank you very much for putting up with my very short slideshow. I'm now going to move on to the official program for the day, which I think most of our audience is eagerly waiting for, right? So let's kickstart with, wow, this company is one of the most interesting online video portals I've ever come across. They have a lot of cool content on the portal. I'm talking, of course, about Vidsi. And Vidsi's challenge is actually titled Data Optimized Process for Video Content Curation and Creation. And the speaker will be Mr. Ho Jiajian. He's the co-founder and CEO of Vidsi. Do you guys know where to find Vidsi? Of course, it's quite easy. It's actually www.vidsi.com, VIDDSE. Just allow me to introduce Jiajian. Jiajian is an entrepreneur, engineer, and filmmaker, and he co-founded Vidsi, right? So again, it's known as a leading video entertainment platform for short premium content. And again, the challenge, I think, allow me to summarize the challenge before I yield the floor to Jiajian. So they want to optimize the process, right, to curate and create better video content faster and smarter, because audiences today are very demanding. So they need the power of an AI solution, right, to help them deliver this need for the audience, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to present Mr. Ho Jiajian, co-founder and CEO of Vidsi. Jiajian, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Hey, thanks, Philly. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Jen, and I'm the co-founder of Vidsi. So let me just share my slides. You guys can see it. Okay.
Yes, we can. Very nice.
Okay, good.
Very red.
All right. Yeah, so maybe just a brief background about Vidsi, about who we are and really what we're building out here. So Vidsi is fundamentally a community for both creative stories and conversations to take place, as well as what we do is really give opportunities to both storytellers to also provide perspective and their stories and entertaining audiences in the process of it. We are a video platform that empowers storytellers, and one part of the platform is the curated online platform where storytellers can submit their content to us. We have over 3,000 storytellers who are already on the platform, creating content, publishing content, and us distributing it. The other part of Vidsi is data-driven creation studio, where we actually work with the storyteller network as well as our platform insights to actually create new content, maybe original content, maybe branded content, where we then utilize the platform again to distribute it. Across our platform community, we reach, we have our own and operator platforms, mobile apps, desktop, web. We also are present across the majority of the various social media channels around. And a lot of what we do is we work with a lot of independent new emerging talent across Asia, storytellers, and we partner with them to then distribute their content across everything, across all the various other platforms, and we are kind of their marketing and distribution channel. And we also find new ways of monetization for the storytellers. So I guess, yeah, we're here kind of like to share a little bit of our problem statement. In the process of bringing on board, thousands of content coming onto the platform. Majority of the content is actually curated. So not every piece of content that comes on the platform will get published. So there is a certain curation standard that we kind of have as the content come onto the platform. As we do this, the problem and challenge that we see is also, how can we really optimize this process to curate and create better video content faster and smarter, so as to also meet the viewers' trending demand. So on one side is actually supply in, and then on the other front is also as audiences are consuming, how could we better recommend, better understand what audiences are consuming to then better curate the types of content that actually viewers are actually looking out for altogether. Yeah, and I guess as part of this problem statement that we see, what we're looking out for is across these 4 items. So one is recommended tagging for faster and smarter curation. The second one will be data-driven assessment of content and talent potential for content creation. So being able to once the content is up on the platform, once it's actually being consumed, we're able to kind of be able to see what kind of data points actually work well for us to actually maybe create more, or maybe extend the content, or maybe grow the content from a short to a longer form content. Either that, or also like if there's certain characters within or talent within the content which actually resonate and people are actually talking about, and could that actually be potential points of which we inform ourselves for future content creation. The third one, which is actually more focused future trends and topics to be in time for audience viewing demand. This is really to do with audience consumption, where based upon what audience are consuming, are we able to, and talking about, could we actually then predict what kind of content do we want to bring on, or potentially even work with our storytellers to create. And the fourth one will be actually more of like, as much as we are able to be able to understand or be able to extract information out, I think the key thing is really being able to have a user-friendly reporting, as well as easy exporting of data in common format, so that I guess across the team, data can be then transformed into insights of which the different business units could actually be utilizing them. So yeah, so I guess this is again a nutshell. Would definitely love to answer questions if any of you guys have. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Jen, is that your presentation? That is super efficient, super fast. Okay. I can't let you off the hook because I do have a question for you. I believe this question, is also on the minds of our audience here today. So basically, it's quite simple because I'm a layman to this, but I just want to ask you, what potential solutions have you considered before, and why were they not, feasible?
Yeah. So I would say that we are always open to various different kinds of solutions, because there's kind of like, it's usually one solution doesn't fit for everything. Altogether, we definitely have kind of like experimented with different kinds of solutions out there, as well as we are definitely looking out for such solutions. A lot of it is actually to do with on our end. A lot of it is to do with audience consumption and recommendations. We definitely have things that are running on that basis. But I think a lot of what we're looking at is definitely improving. But on the other front is actually on the curation side of things, which I think so far has been pretty much it's quite manual driven, because sometimes quality is also quite subjective. And I think we try to aid it as much as possible through tech. And I think we are here today to kind of really see what is there out there, because things are evolving faster than we can actually like keep up with also. Yeah.
That's true, but I see the potential is because this could allow you to even beat the big boys, right? Like your Netflix and Disney Plus at a game, right? If this solution does, come about through OIP. Okay, we have questions from the floor, so unfortunately I can't let you go off yet for early tea break. But I would just like to answer the questions. Whoa, they're coming fast and furious. Okay, let's take the first one. Okay, are the criteria fixed somewhat, or do the criteria change every season? Jen, what do you say to that?
So I would say that the criteria are pretty much fixed, and I would say it's a bit more evergreen. Just because the kind of content that we have, it is evergreen. It doesn't kind of like, it's not like it's not like live news. So a lot of our content today, whatever that is addressed today would actually help somebody who is actually discovering our content 1 year later. They would potentially have the similar journey of sorts.
Okay. All right, so that's a good answer. So next one from Michelle Ong in our audience. How is Vidsi currently tracking the views statistics for its films, in-house or third-party analytics tool? Is this confidential information, Tian?
So we're both in-house as well as also third-party tools. Yeah.
Okay. All right, I think that's as far as you can without letting go of company secrets. Okay, next one from Anonymous. Okay, do you have a preferred tech solution that you're looking for?
No, we are actually open for any solution. Yeah.
Okay, they heard it from the horse's mouth. They're open to any kind of potential solution that you can propose. Okay, so nothing specific in mind. Okay, Anonymous again asking, what is the data available for Vidsi? Do we need to look for our own data?
So for this aspect of things, it really depends on what kind of data is needed. I mean, if we kind of do work closely, I think it will be kind of like a joint effort side of things, because we also do have our own data to things. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I suppose it depends on who finally ends up being a finalist and then selected, shortlisted for your business challenge, right? Okay, interesting two-part question from Alex in the audience. First, how many languages does Vidsi handle?
So today, majority of our content are not in the English language. So it's about 80-90% of all their native Asian languages altogether. The common denominator is like English subtitles to the content. And in terms of curation wise of things,
are you looking for scenes, right? Are you typically looking for scenes? Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess curation can be broken up into multiple areas, I guess, because curation it's quite broad, right? So curation could be one aspect is a scene, one aspect is actually so for us it's also not just only about the scene, but rather also the storyline, how the speed, the production quality, how engaging it is altogether. So I think the interpretation of curation is something open that you guys can have. On our end, from a manual curation standpoint, I think a lot of our determining factors so far has been about relatability, shareability, production quality, altogether. Yeah.
Okay, sounds very cool. And I think, hey, we've cleared all the questions in very record speed. So thank you, Jen. This has been quite a record for us in terms of innovation today. Oh, wait, I do have one more question from Charlene in the audience. Okay, referring to the brief where the topics are to be in time for audience viewing demand, Charlene's asked, would you look into this platform to make the call to continue? That means to continue the challenge, is it? I believe that it could be it. Jen, what do you think of this question?
I'm trying to understand. Continue the series. Okay.
Continue the series.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of our intention. So the intention is that once we kind of know that the audience are kind of looking out for more of this, I think one would definitely be continuing the series. The other aspect of things is actually continue the series, but in a very different form altogether. So sometimes the kind of content that comes on the platform might not be the most polished content altogether, but it might be really interesting story. So I think a part of continuing might actually be continuing the same story in a different form. So it might be, let's say, a story coming from, let's say, from Philippines, and out of that interesting story, we then look to actually develop it into something larger, but it might not actually be a continuation form of series, but it might be in a totally same premise, but maybe larger aspect of things. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that is very, very fascinating. I can imagine the incredible amount of new content coming on because of this, this proposed solution that we're looking for. Okay, Jen, thank you very much for answering all the questions in very record time and very, very clearly. And ladies and gentlemen, if you have more questions from Jen from Vidsi, right, feel free to visit www.openinnovation.sg and to look for the business challenge from Vidsi. And you can actually post your questions on the forum that's related to the business challenge. So thank you very much, Jian from Vidseed, and I wish you all the best in getting the best solutions for your business challenge. Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys. Thanks.
We'll see you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, and up next, we're going to move to one of the leading media portals across Asia. And when I'm talking, of course, about Asia One, is it delivers a lot of trending news on entertainment, lifestyle, digital culture, and money. And did you know that Asia One is right now a joint venture between Singapore Press Holdings (SPH) and MM2 Asia, right? One of Asia's leading entertainment media company. Okay, I'm going to invite Mr. Simon Chow from Asia One to join us online, because we're going to present on the first of three challenges we're going to talk about today from Asia One. And this first challenge for Asia One is titled Automate Personalized Article Recommender for Anonymous Visitors. So they're looking at how they can automate the curation of a personalized webpage, right, with relevant and engaging articles, for anonymous visitors, right, in order to retain and grow the readership base for Asia One. So Simon, are you on ready, Simon? I'm going to welcome you to present on this topic. Yeah. Okay, take it away, Simon. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Billy. So, good afternoon to everyone. My name is Simon. So, Asia One will be presenting three problem statements. I'll be taking the first one. My colleague TP will be taking the other two. So, what I'm presenting here is the first problem statement: how we could automate our personalized articles recommenders for anonymous user. What we have here is who is Asia One? Just a very quick introduction. So this is our travel portal. Are you still able to see the share screen? Billy, can you help me verify?
Yes, I can see your screen. I can see Fan Wong.
Yes, you can
and
see
a
Fan
plastic
Wong.
surgeon. Yes, I can see that.
So I think Billy have given you guys a very quick introduction. Our main verticals are pretty much news, entertainment, lifestyles, and sustainabilities and other services. So we are a content portal. And this is the landing pages that you are seeing. So it cuts on the homepage. It cuts across trendings, different verticals, and on the article levels, you could see it for yourself here. All right, I'm going to bring your attention back to the problem statement that I have right now here is that here we would like to reduce our bounce rate. We kind of define bounce rate is defined widely in the industry as if you visit our web page and then you leave our web page, our website, that is considered a bounce. So we would like to encourage our readers to read beyond one articles. The more the merrier. So the bounce rate will be defined as you read an article and you leave thereafter. So we want to reduce that rate that we're looking at. We're looking forward to use artificial intelligence to recommend articles of interest to existing readers. Let me dwell slightly further. So we would love to have a automation to curate a personalized web page with relevant and engaging articles. So that's one of the out that we'd like to have. So hopefully in future we have one vertical that could be potentially say my content, right? And when you click about my content, you see list of articles that actually is of your preference, and it's easy for you to go through that page rather than jumping around. So we hope that with that you could potentially be retained within the site itself. So in here, for what are the two roles that is going to benefit in terms of the artificial intelligence? Number one is for our readers. So we would like to have a dynamic website placement of articles to be placed within the site, both on the vertical landing pages that I've just shown to you and on the article level. Thereafter, we also like some form of help on our content management system, or CMS, whereby our editors are being prompted where to do the taggings of the articles that they have written with items that could be that we have previously written that are trending. So I think three things that I would like to state up here would be number one, the site current trending articles should be taken into consideration. The individual read articles, historical read articles should be taken into consideration. Third, and I think is the most important, we'd like to build a lookalike profile. So what would have his lookalike profile been reading or had read? So that could be actually surfaced for the readers within the dynamic website placement, and also for our editors if possible. So we also like to after creating this profile, we would like to reuse this profile for targeted distribution. In that meaning the iOS, Android notification, EDMs, and so on and so forth. So other notification channels, right? Okay, so I'll bring up some of the things that could potentially be surfaced during the Q&A. One of the major challenge we would like to state upfront is that we are not requiring our user to read within the articles, to sign in to read our articles. So keeping user profile is a major challenge. So we love to hear problem solvers innovative way to go about doing this. Number two, which I didn't write down here, is mobile first culture of mobile first initiative should be top of your mind when you're helping us solve the problem. Lack of space to do recommendation is one major challenge that we foresee. So UI UX could be very important. A good, I would say, a overwhelming large majority of readers read our content on their mobile phone. So that is a mobile web browser is key in terms of UI UX. For data source wise, in terms of articles, it's all found within the internal database. Retrieval, it could be retrieved by API or RSS feed. In terms of user analytics or readers' behavior, currently we're using Google Analytics to keep them within. So things like demographics, things like affinity, things like gender, they are all only found within Google Analytics. We are not keeping any profile information within our internal database. All right. Okay, so I think this I could skip because it has been standardized and pretty much down to Q&A.
Okay, thank you, Simon. Also a very short and sweet and very succinct explanation of your challenge. So I'm going to basically ask you the same question that I asked Jen from Vitsi. So basically, what were the other, what are some of the solutions that you have actually looked at before coming to OIP, and why were they not feasible?
I would not say that they're not feasible. We just attempted something that's straight off the box. Varying degree of success, we have not conclude whether that would be the way to go about, but it was an easy one for us. If you take a look here, we are using this implementation called Outbrain.
Okay.
If you see here on the right, they have been trying to help us by putting in some articles that potentially could be related to this article here. The result is still not out yet. I mean, we just launched this, but if you could see, this is a Secret Lab CEO buying 2 properties. Not so sure how it is related to someone that went talk about difficult childhood and stuff like that. So we will let the results speak for itself in a couple of months. But at this point of time, I don't think it's an overwhelming success at this point of time.
Okay. Thank you, Simon. And we do have our first question from the floor from Inton Tan. And he's asking, what is AsiaOne's existing customer data platform infrastructure, or CDP? And any third-party data integration partners besides Outbrain required? Simon, can you take this question?
Yeah, sure. Hold on, give me a minute. So
Sure,
I'm trying to look at the Q&A for myself. Just a minute.
Yeah, it's a very technical question, I believe.
Yes, it is. It is. How do I stop the presentation?
Okay, there should be a button to.
Yeah, I saw the.
Okay,
okay, give me a minute. What's that?
No worries.
I'm not sure I can give a direct answer to that. I mean, we definitely can follow up with the technical guys later. Existing customer data platform, I think we're using MySQL to keep the data in terms of articles level. In terms of customer profile, they're all found within Google Analytics at this point of time. So beside any third-party integration partners beside Outbrain required, you do not need to even integrate with Outbrain. There is no need to integrate with Outbrain. So as I mentioned in the previous 2 slides, just give me a minute. The data source is likely our internal database, which is MySQL, which we can render the data of the article via APIs or RSS feed. In terms of readers' behavior, they are only found in Google Analytics.
Okay. Okay, I suppose that's it for the question, Simon.
Yep, thank you.
Okay, that's cool. Thank you. Okay, I would like to let you go, but I think I'm very curious, so I just want to ask you one more question. Now, I guess this is a very layman kind of question, but why do you say that you do not need readers to sign to read articles? Just to check,
Oh yeah, I understand. We would love to. I think many of our folks within the industry, even within Singapore, I think are starting this initiative to get people to sign in to read.
That's right,
But
yeah.
it is I would say it's a tall order. I think we are actually observing, see what's the uptake like. But if you do not give enough reasons for readers to sign up, I don't think they will. Google News, Microsoft News, Apple News, even Facebook's instant articles. Those are all resources that users have free access to, which does not have the friction point of requiring them to log in. So we need to figure out a way to incentivize user to sign in. If not, the competition is free content and easy access.
That's right, yeah. And basically, because I'm one of those people who very lazy to sign up or sign in. I just want to be anonymous. So yeah, so this is actually something I would likely will enjoy when you implement it.
Yeah.
Okay, I think Simon, we have one more question from the floor. This is from Edmund, and he says that de-anonymization is illegal in many countries, and the list is growing. So will Asia One provide indemnity?
A pretty large word to me, or a big word to me. What does it mean by de-anonymization?
Yeah, Edmund, would you like to maybe qualify your question, or maybe just explain a bit more about de-anonymization? Hi, Edmund, we would like to maybe just give a bit more clarity so that Simon is able to better answer your question. Or perhaps I tell you what, Edmund, I invite you to actually okay, great. De-anonymization is trying to work out who someone is.
Okay. I will not try to figure out who someone is, but I'm trying to figure out what he or she prefer to read about. So I'm not going to keep down to the I hope I will not go and keep the details like email and per se. I do not mind. I mean, I've done a bit of studies. I'm just share the team at large here if there are technical guys around. So Google Analytics within it has this ID that anonymously track individuals, but we do not know who they are. So I mean, this could be potential one point of overcoming it without trying to figure out in terms of the privacy laws.
So thank you. I do know that your challenge has the word anonymous in it, so I'm very assured. As a reader who doesn't like to sign in, actually, I'm quite happy about this. So thank you very much, Simon. I hope that answered Edmund's question. Okay, Simon, I think you have to hand the baton over to your next colleague already, because we have two more challenges from Asia One. So thank you, Simon.
Thank you.
And I'm going to introduce our next speaker and the next topic. The next topic also comes from Asia One, and it's called the Smart News Research Assistant. And to present it, we're going to invite a gentleman called Mr. Tan Tian Ping, or TP, I believe, and he's the head of content at Asia One. TP is just going to give a quick intro of you to the audience. So I understand that TP is a journalist and editor with experience across digital, print, broadcast, and social. And he's currently Asia One's head of content. And something's very interesting. He says that sports is his first love, and given that the Tokyo Olympics is coming up, I need to mention this. TP says that he has covered 5 Olympic Games. Now, this is probably an Olympic record in terms of, Singapore journalists. So I'm very excited to meet him. So Tian Ping, please take it away. Please present your next 2 challenges from Asia One. The floor is yours.
Hi, Billy.
Hi.
Hi. Yeah, thanks for the very surprising introduction you gave there. Give me a second. I need to pull up my screen.
Sure, no problem. Yeah. But just a question for as a curious capo, right? Will you be covering the Tokyo Olympics?
No, unfortunately not this time.
Oh dear, okay. Pity, maybe 6 Olympics, right?
Yeah, so yeah, because of my role currently at Asia One, it's kind of
okay. No worries.
different. Yeah. You know what? I don't know if Simon is still around. If he doesn't mind pulling up his screen for me,
yeah,
I'm having some trouble here.
Actually, if you need, we also have your slides on standby, like.
Yeah. I actually checked in with them. So if anyone can help me a bit.
Amira?
Yeah, but then again,
okay. I'm going to get my colleague Amira to flash your slides.
Thank you so much, Billy.
Yeah, just give me 1 second. No worries. Yeah.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. I'm the head of content here. I need to disclaim first, I'm not the most technically proficient, so especially relative to Simon. So I'll try to focus on what I understand the problems that I'm covering today from a more content and editorial kind of perspective. And then, yeah, if any questions, I'll try my best to answer them. First problem we're covering is this thing it's this thing that we've been, it's called Smart News Research Assistant. I'm going to assume most of you in the audience have gone through their problem statement. So I'm going to go through briefly and cover as much points that for you to understand what the problem is, even without reading that the brief that we provided. So can I move to the next slide? Yeah. So brief introduction. Asia One obviously is a news publisher, and we are and also a content producer, content creator. So among the things we do, a big one where we're always trying to catch the trends that are happening out there. A lot of these trends, how are they? How do we even know they are trends? In our line of business now, especially in digital media, these have to be proven by data lah. Okay, so within the newsroom, a lot of the content creators, their daily job involves going through data, just reading up, finding things that are happening out there. It could be a lot of things happening on the internet or from various other sources. So down to one journalist, down to one creator, he has to try to make sense of that, and then from there try to build that story. Can I move to the next one? Yeah, so in a nutshell, this is our problem statement. We are trying to find a tool that can help such content creators be able to aggregate all these kind of insights or information. Okay, but from there, hopefully a smart enough tool to make sense of it, and also create, a sort of generate different patterns that tell you, wait, topic A may be related to topic B, and then from there, hopefully a tool that can suggest what you can do with those information. Next, please. So these are the things we hope that this tool can do. By automated content aggregator, as I briefly touched on it earlier, hopefully a dashboard that pulls together information across, different, be it social media platforms or search engines, or just the internet at large. I'm sure this is not unfamiliar to some of you. There are market-ready products out there that do this kind of thing. But we're looking at something that hopefully can cover as much ground as possible. A lot of such tools cover specific platforms only. So by automated content aggregator, it's more of a proactive tool that involves the content creator maybe keying in keywords to look for something. Later, number 3 is slightly different. It's slightly the opposite of what we're doing, but let me cover 2 first. Semantics refers to a tool that within this dashboard, hopefully able to spot correlation between different pieces of information. So hopefully this tool not only tells you what's happening out there right now, but able to map different trends or different pieces of information that for a normal content creator may not be able to make sense of it. But hopefully this aspect can help to provide that kind of insight and so that the user can create a more powerful piece of content. So on number 3, intelligent content recommendation. Like what I was saying just now, the difference between this and number 1 is that number 1, you're proactively looking for the trends using things like keywords, but 3 is a dashboard that hopefully suggests the emerging trends to you. Again, like I said, there are also market-ready products that do this already. But yeah, we are hoping for a tool that can combine all of these, basically 1 to 4. Also, I think number 3 covers a bit of hopefully able to do some fact checking. I'm not sure how advanced technology is out there to do this, but yeah, when they do this intelligent content recommendation, hopefully it can, apply a level of fact checking to it as well, instead of just throwing straight up everything to the user. And by number 4, live blowout metrics and audience outreach. It's so within the same dashboard, hopefully it can help to track the development of a breaking news, the development of something we've already covered. So yeah, I'm looking at 2 buckets of content, both that take the stuff that we've covered and track the development of how it's doing real time, but also the second bucket is things that we are not covering, but the tool is able to notice that It could be the building collapse in Florida, for example. It's a big breaking news, so it can hopefully follow it and see what are the angles that different media are taking, and also what are the key developments happening there. Yeah, I think briefly that's about it. I think I summarized how the entire brief that some of you might have seen looks like, because I believe the next slide is just the evaluation criteria, and then which is, like I said, like Simon mentioned, it's standardized across the board. Yeah, I think for this problem, that's about it.
Okay, we're gonna pause here right now for the Q&A for TP on this smart reader recommendation project, right? So any questions from the floor? Okay, let me just take a quick look at the questions. Okay, we have a question from Anonymous. Does AsiaOne have any existing robocrawler to capture social media postings and certain media sites? TP, what do you say to this?
Let me look at the question. Robocrawler to capture social media postings. Yes. I'm not sure is it called a robocrawler. I'm not. I'm not sure the exact definition of that. But we do use tools like one of which is CrowdTangle. I think what CrowdTangle does is it monitors Facebook, primarily Facebook, I think. So you know, you can say capture social media postings by media sites. So for example, I can be following CNA, okay, and then it will tell me that what CNA is posting on social media, and also tell me how well that post is doing. So this is one. I think we have a few others, but again, like I said, these are things that exist out there. But sometimes I think there is so you know, even if you use a free tool like Google Trends, right, you can see what's happening on Google. But yeah, you realize there are a lot of these platforms are diverging or don't exist in the same ecosystem. So that really is the reason for this problem that we're trying to solve.
Okay, so essentially, you need an all-in-one tool instead of using different tools across the board.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then the second layer is what I mentioned earlier, one that actually tries to make sense of whether they are overlapping topics. Yeah.
Okay, that sounds interesting. Okay, we have more questions from the floor. Another anonymous question. This is the trend analysis feature referring to the correlation of trends, or are keywords enough to qualify trends? Whoa, this one is quite a chim. Okay, TP, what do you say to this?
Yeah, no, I think it's both. the letter that this question is referring to, which is keywords to qualify trends. I think that's the basic that we are hoping for. But like I said, that's the thing that there's a lot of market ready products already that can do that. And you know, as mentioned, like a CrowdTangle covers only one platform. But yeah, hopefully this tool can cover the second element, which is looking for the correlation between such trends. That I think is really much more, you know, so-called AI, because I don't think there's a lot of such tools out there that do that.
Okay, thank you, TP. I hope that answered the question. Another one from Inton Tan. So TP, thanks for sharing. 3 questions. Okay, one, is there an existing taxonomy of sources topics? If so, what kind of volume or range? Shall we tackle this one first?
I'm trying to understand the question.
Very cheap.
Don't know if it means that we already have you know, like a list of guys we're following, list of, you know, and topics that we're following. I think that's what he meant. So we do. So in fact, if such a tool is created like tomorrow, we probably can fit such information in there. But what kind of volume or range? I don't know geographically, is that what you're asking? We're mostly covering local for now. Eventually moving to more regional, but we don't cover entire world. We don't focus on entire world. Yeah, I don't know if that's what exactly it's asking. Volume, I'm not sure, but yeah.
Maybe we can invite Intan to clarify to a further question, but let's move on to the second question. The format and language of content, is it only English, and are video content required as well?
Format language of content, English, yes. Video, yes. Let me see. Video. Yes. Most of the tools we work with cover both. Because as long as, especially if we're using, or rather we're scanning social media platforms, they will have all kinds of formats.
Yeah, that's right. And final question will be customized or integrated solution preferred?
Integrated means, I would assume, is it integrating multiple such tools together? If that's the case, yeah, I don't think we have a preference over which one. Because I understand that, I think through our conversation with IMDA previously, that, if it can integrate multiple, market ready kind of tools that are powerful enough, yeah, by all means, I think we'll be happy to explore something like that.
That sounds very, very cool. Okay, another question from the floor. This is, may I confirm that what you're looking for is similar to the popular news section that Simon showed earlier?
Not exactly. What Simon's problem earlier, right, is it serves the, be it most popular content and what we think you like directly to the end user. This tool is for the content creator. Yeah.
Okay, so this tool is for the people who put together the stories, right? And then who actually produce the stories. Okay, that's very clear. Another one. Are you able to combine data from multiple tools that you're using today?
Yes, but again, it's a human process. So that's why we are hoping that whether an AI can come in to support, that obviously the journalists and the editors have to make the final decisions. But right now, the sense making, I think that's the key here. The sense making and the making of sense of all this information is down to a human.
I think what you're looking for is a holy grail for many, many media organizations as well.
Exactly.
Okay.
This is not
another question.
Unfamiliar to a lot of people here on this call.
Okay, TP, I think we have a Olympic record here today. A lot of questions for you. So next one is, do we need to include images such as trending photographs as a trend?
Hopefully, like I said earlier on, the if we're covering if we're scanning social media and stuff, I think all formats exist on all these platforms. Yeah. So if the post is the article post, the photo post, I think they all work.
Okay, photos as well. Okay, great. Another one. Oh, a very interesting topic. Is monitoring of Singlish content required?
Hopefully, yes. Because back to circle back to one of the earlier questions, do we have a list of guys we are following or monitoring? Right. A lot of them, use Singlish and are very colloquial. So,
Okay, so we support Singlish. Okay, great point. Okay, one more question from the floor. Would we have your team to work with us to identify the keywords and scoring, or we have to propose?
I think if it's a collaborative process, obviously we are open to it. Yeah, for sure. Like I said, we may need to understand the background of the problem solvers a bit more. Because if you have some editorial kind of background or experience in this industry, it might be a lot easier. But yeah, in case the question is really, which I think so, you're probably preempting some of the challenges you may have. I think it can be collaborative.
Yeah, it's definitely a two-way partnership, two-way communication, and it's like a dance between two partners, right? I mean, innovation is like a dance, as my boss always says. So yeah, I think something like that. Great. And one more question from Alex. It says, how about monitoring of video content? TP?
Yeah, I think this is, if I'm not wrong, similar question to earlier on. So yes, we want to cover that as well.
TP and Billy, can I jump in? TP, please correct me if I'm wrong, right? So one of the key challenge is that hopefully we do not need to state the party that we are monitoring. For example, we do not want to state a particular website that we're monitoring. We want to keep it as large as possible. So today, I think many tools out there will require us to say, who would you like to watch out for? So we would like to pick up something that could be even from the man on the street that is slowly going to be viral. We hope that we will be have the first take of it.
Okay, thank you, Simon, for clarifying that. Very, very good point. Okay, TP, I think I have to invite our next speaker to speak on the next project from Asia One, and the speaker's name is also TP.
Just happens to be me.
Yeah, happen to hear content Asia One. Okay, the next challenge that TP is going to present is called digital utility to repurpose content from social media platforms, I believe. So take it away, TP, once again.
Thank you. So I think you have the same slides. Okay, you're there now. Thanks again. A much more wordier name. I'm trying to wrap my head around this as well. But basically, in short, now we're on introduction. Yeah, in short, we're looking for a tool that helps us to repurpose our content and customize them for various social media platforms. Okay. Obviously, in our line of business, it's no use just writing a piece of content and putting out on asiaone.com, right? The distribution is pretty much king these days. And the more social media platforms we're using, the more you need to be an expert on each of them. It's no longer a case of, whatever I put on Instagram can be done the same way on Telegram, on Facebook, and such. So unfortunately, I think that especially the ones who are in the call who come from this background, a lot of times you either don't have the resources or you don't have the subject experts. So you end up posting the same stuff on the different platforms. So next slide, please. This is essentially the problem statement. I kind of summarized it just now already. So it's about customizing our content for different platforms. Next, please. Yeah, so very simply again, the characteristics we hope to achieve with this tool. Smart content optimization. So what do we mean by that? It's hopefully that this tool can, like I said, suggest how you can promote a piece of content on different platforms. It can be, on Instagram, you need a very Instagram-worthy photo. How do we achieve that? Maybe when I scan, maybe when the tool scans through this article and realize that, no, it doesn't have a good enough photo, then it will tell you that. Delivery platform recommendation. This is on top of the first point. The key difference is that it should help us rank which platforms we should prioritize for each piece of content. So maybe it will say that this piece is perfect for Twitter because of whatever reasons. It can even tell you, don't post this on Facebook. It's not going to do anything. Especially, recognizing your audience on Facebook is slightly different from your audience on Twitter and stuff like that. Point 3, collaborative. What this means is that hopefully this tool is one that it can work with our human journalists because ultimately this tool is the one that is a gatekeeper for a lot of this content that goes out to the public. So we hope that it's one that allows human intervention. In case the tool just makes a very weird decision that doesn't make sense. Okay, and then from there, hopefully the tool is smart enough to learn from the human intervention. So the more the editor does something to it, it starts to recognize, oh, I get your point now, and then hopefully I can avoid it next time or something like that. Number 4, easy upload of content, because like Simon covered earlier on, we have a CMS content management system to help to produce our content, right? So whether this tool, because we're talking about this tool, the distribution aspect of content comes after the creation and the publishing. So can we have something that integrates seamlessly with our CMS, or it could be our website, that that helps us to, instead of using another separate tool to distribute and publish this content on social media, it's one that's integrated lah. And finally, success monitoring is pretty much analytics lah. So whether analytics can be built into this tool to help us track how such posts done, how such posts distributed by this tool are doing. Okay, yeah, I think the rest are pretty much the same.
Okay, TP, I guess it's safe for us to move on to the Q&A session now for this
I think
topic.
So.
Okay,
I think so.
that's great. I'm going to open the questions from the floor. And okay, there's one from Anonymous again, and it says that this problem statement requires a lot of customization and a deep understanding of Asia One's workflow. So the prototype might can only be used for Asia One, and the $50,000 prize money will not be sufficient to build such customized solutions. So what is the business plan after the prototype, and will Asia One invest more to scale up? Also, this is a very, very deep question about the business elements of this solution. TP, what can you share about this question? Yeah.
I think from my level of understanding, this is probably I will have to get other people more senior to me to answer it.
Okay.
But from my level of understanding, I understand. I'm sure. Yes, the question is right that there are several stages and elements of this product that are unique to Asia One that may be very only customized to Asia One. But I think the tool itself and the general framework of the tool is transferable across different probably media publishers or even other sorts of similar businesses. But the final part of the question about scaling up, again, I think I will need to pass that to my bosses to answer that part. But I recognize that we can probably discuss this later on. I recognize the point about the costing. Yeah.
I think there'll be a lot of deep discussions with the shortlisted finalists for this challenge. It's a very it can be a very unique solution. But I believe I agree with you that what you're looking for is something that I think all your rival media organizations are also looking for. Something to to quickly take the best social media content, or to take the best news story, and then target and customize and curate the right format for the right social media channel. So something that even myself as a social media user, I might need a tool like this. Yeah. So okay, another question from the floor from Michelle, and she's asking, what is the current estimated capacity of Asia One Social Media Manager? How many articles do they process, publish on a daily or weekly basis? TP, would you be able to answer this?
Sure. Asia One publishes about 60 to 70 articles per day. Wow. Around 9 to 12, about three videos per week, let's say. So let's say everything goes up on social media. Pretty much we try to go almost everything. And then we have about five, 6 platforms, I think. Right now we have just a few people, less than 5 people posting those and across all those platforms. Yeah.
Wow. So actually, if you don't mind me asking, how do they currently work now? Is it very manual? Like they have to scan themselves and have to repackage the content or something like that?
Yes, pretty much. Yes. So in a way, humans can do that, but yeah, then you need to be either a platform expert, like say, if Twitter, I need to replace the Twitter guy, do I have to get a Twitter expert to do that and stuff like that? Yeah.
Okay, I can see the challenge now. Yeah. Okay, another question from the floor, and this is from Anonymous as well. What is your experience with other technologies, and why did they not work? Sounds like my kind of question.
Okay, we have a few. We've used a few, I think. So, for example, let me think. One challenge would be, it could be AI driven, but say what the caption that goes with the article, article post on Facebook, right? It will just pull a sentence from the article to use as a caption. But for some reason, sometimes it's just messed up. Like it pulls a very random sentence from the article. And then this is only at a very basic level where it only pulls a sentence to do the caption. What if, can there be a tool for, say, Instagram, where it's very image heavy? And then tools for, say, Twitter, which is very hashtag driven and stuff like that. We've not encountered such tools. Yeah, but the example I was giving is more like Facebook and And those are the challenges because I understand there are AI tools out there to do this kind of thing, but I think the question was about the challenges we are having. Right? Let me see again.
Oh, actually, I want to know that what are the solutions that you actually looked at and why were they not suitable?
Yeah. So so to be clear, we are still using some of these. So I wouldn't say they didn't work. But that's one of the challenges, as I just briefly mentioned, that we have. Yeah.
Can I jump in also? I think
welcome,
currently we
Simon.
have some AI tools that try to improve the productivity. So apart from productivity, like what TP mentioned, that we are not seeing the tool learning from their previous posting. So definitely they do not take in the inputs of the various social media platforms after the post. So we are very sure they are not learning because it's a one-way street. So hopefully these two were able to learn what they have done and how are they performing and improve over time.
Okay, a self-learning kind of tool as well. So but has to be kind of AI based as well, I understand. Okay. Thank you, Simon. I'm scanning the question floor now. And okay, TP, I have good news for you. We have cleared all the questions for you. I think you have answered the Olympic record of questions today. I think more than 10 or so. So thank you, TP and Simon, for Asia One. I believe I cleared all your three problem statements today. Thank you very much, and for sharing with our audience and for giving lots of details about what you're looking for. Thank you, and I look forward to a very good round of submissions for all your business challenges. Thank you, TP and Simon from Asia One. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Bye. Okay, let's move on to our next set of problem statements. It's my pleasure to welcome our speakers from our next broadcast media company will be MediaCore. As you know, MediaCore is Singapore's largest content creator and national media network, and it operates a suite of TV channels, radio channels, and multiple digital platforms. Our next speaker is Mr. Prashant Singh. He's a senior product manager in charge of MeWatch at MediaCore. And Prashant is a senior product manager with 12 years plus experience in digital ecosystems. He is currently managing the product lifecycle for MediaCore's over-the-top product, MeWatch, across all platforms, including the web and connected devices. And Prashant will be sharing about MediaCore's business challenge on OIP innovation called 10, and the title is Automatic Selection of Video Tunnels. Prashant, I would like to give you the floor right now.
Thank you, Billy. I think,
take it away.
Haijo, would you be going first? I think that's how we planned it, right?
Sure, no problem. Yeah, Billy is totally fine. I will share my screen first.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Haizo, are you sharing on the next problem? You're sharing on. Haizo will be sharing on the short, easy to consume video, is it?
Yeah, actually, we have combined the two challenges in one slide, but it doesn't matter. We will have a break in between just to address the inquiries from the.
That'll be cool. So Haizo, may I introduce you as well?
Sure.
Yeah, I have to earn my salary for today. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, okay, we're gonna basically switch the order a little bit. We're gonna introduce MediaCore's business challenge is titled Short, Easy to Consume Video Content. And I don't mean consume by eating, but by watching or by enjoying. Okay, so Chu Haizo is our next speaker. He's the assistant lead at the digital web and technology development team of MediaCore. And he has 10 years plus of experience in digital web development. And Haizo is currently managing MediaCore's digital news products, including CNA, Today, 8World, Barita, and SETI, right? So Haizo, you're going to present on the Short, Easy to Consume Video Content business challenge right now, right? Okay, please take it away, Haizo.
Just for a check, Billy, do you see my screen?
Yes, it says IMD Open Innovation Platform MediaCore. Yes, I see the screen. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Yeah. Very good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, my name is Haijo from MediaCore Digital Department. So together with me, my colleague Prashant, we're going to share with you some of the challenges that we face in our day-to-day operations. So hopefully, with the help from these industry experts, we will be able to identify some potential solutions to address our pain points. So a short summary, first of all, a short summary about MediaCore. So as mentioned by Billy, MediaCore is Singapore's largest content creator and the national media network. We reach to 98% of Singapore audience on a daily basis. We operate a wide range of digital products, serving news content, entertainment, and then lifestyle contents. And then these contents comes in the form of news articles, podcasts, and then videos. So some of the popular services that you maybe have already used, like CNA, Singapore's most used news app, and MeWatch, MediaCorp's OTT service, offering live and on-demand videos across various devices. So on top of that, we also partner with some key leaders in the industry and then make our footprint in the social media space just to expand our content reach. So of course, MediaCorp by the name, we also operates a suite of mainstream medias, including the TV channels, our radio stations, and OOH product. So move to the next slide is our challenges that we're going to discuss in a little bit more details. I will take the first one, the smart video generation, and then Prashant will be taking the second one, smart video thumbnail generation. So this is a problem statement for smart video generation. That's a very short one that the short video actually matters. So what we have observed is that the user consumption has trended towards this type of short video content. And then we also noticed some of the successful stories around this area from the industry. So as a response, all MediaCorp digital products carry this format of contents. By looking at the existing workflow, these short form videos are frequently generated from the long form ones, and it is a manual process to identify the key points from our editorial team or the content team, and then manually slice them into a short form. So of course, this is a very time consuming and then inefficient process. So looking at, let's say, a breaking news scenario, the impact of this problem is much more significant. You can imagine how stressful our editorial colleagues will be when they strive to cut the videos and they upload them into the system in order to present this breaking news content to our end users in a speed manner. So here is what we are looking for. Actually, it is a solution that can generate the quality short form videos from the long form video contents. This is to support the delivery of the bite-sized content to our end users quickly. And of course, we also want to potentially, with this, to increase the content consumptions from our various digital products. So at this stage, we need to elaborate a little bit more about the long-form video contents. So from our current existing workflow, there are actually 4 types of long-form videos. The first one is a news bulletin program. So there could be dozens of news stories covered under this 1 hour long news bulletin program. And then at the beginning of each stories, normally there will be a presenter do an introduction about the story itself. The second type is current affairs, documentary. These are the types of 1 hour long programs that come from our TV channel. So move to the next one is parliament sessions. So MediaCorp is very honored to carry the full set of parliament videos. So hours long footage of parliament discussions actually can be found at senior.asia. Move to the last one is actually the press conference, interview recordings, something like this. These are hours long footages as well. So move to the next is that we have put a little bit more details into what we are looking for by categorizing them into 6 buckets. The first one is context recognition. So we assume that context recognition is actually the foundation of this project. We need to understand the video properly before we can slice them into short form meaningfully. Things like what is this video about? Who are in it? What are they doing? What they are saying? And then what are the key objects has been involved in the video need to be understood properly. So there are quite a number of service providers in the market claim that they can do this, they have this capability. But the question is that how accurate or how relevant the output could be. So in one of the, I just want to share some examples about what we have learned so far. In one of the conversations that we have, they demonstrate their capabilities by analyze kind of a kung fu fighting kind of video. And then the output has, there is always this object of a shoe has been highlighted so many times. So of course we have question or ask why this shoe is so important to the video. The answer from them is that no, that it is not. The only reason for this shoe object to be available is because the video itself is a very typical kind of a Chinese kung fu kind of movie. There are lots of kind of jumping, kicking, these kind of scenes around. That's the reason the shoe has appeared so many times in the video itself. So this is just an example of showing how important the context recognition for our project, in a way that if it is not implemented properly, the output can be not something that we are satisfied with. Okay, move to the next item. It's about the metadata. What we view the metadata is actually the output of the context recognition in the forms of, let's say, the transcriptions, translations, labels, tags, extra. So what we intend to do is that use this additional, metadata generated from the system for additional purpose, like to feed them into our search engines, to feed them into our recommendation engines, personalization engines. And then hopefully with this enriched metadata, the outcomes of these services can be improved much better. So just in addition to the metadata, we are also looking for a way for our editorial or content team to upload a meaningful metadata set they have manually generate. So this is just to in supplement to the automated ones from the system, in a way that to improve the quality of the smart video generation. Move to the next item is about the multilingual support. So this is rather straightforward. Our contents comes in 4 languages, English, Chinese, Tamil, Malay. And this function from our expectations need to support these 4 languages as well. Move to the next item is smart video clipping. This is, so with the proper context recognition and proper metadata generated, the long form videos need to be automatically sliced into short form ones. This use case mainly applies to the, let's say, the news bulletin programs or the parliament footages, parliament discussions that we have discussed just now. Move to the next one is smart summarizing. So this smart summarizing is a very similar concept to the movie trailer. So the main objective is to compress the long form videos into, let's say, meaningful, eyeball-catching kind of short form summary. It applies to the, it mainly applies to the use case of, let's say, the current affairs CA programs, the documentaries, and let's say the interview sessions, press conference videos that we mentioned just now. The last item from the list is about feedback loop. So from our understanding, for any AI models, the continuous training, continuous learning, improvement is very essential. So a feedback loop is actually needed for our editorial teams to make some corrections into the system in a way that the system can learn from the manual corrections and then adopt the change from the editorial team, and then in the long run, overall, improve the quality of the output. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, that's about it.
Okay,
yeah, now
thank you, Haicho. I'm going to open the floor to the Q&A. But before we answer the question from the floor, Haicho, I do have a question for you, because I was very interested in your Kung Fu shoe example, you know, of the lack of context recognition, because you did say that you explored current market, you know, solutions, and they were found wanting, you know, they couldn't solve your challenge. But aside from the lack of context recognition, I mean, I understand that the Kung Fu shoe it appeared a lot of times, so the software, you know, weighted it very, very highly, so it must appear in the final, you know, cut. But aside from this lack of context recognition, right, what was another major issue that you find with today's current, you know, offerings?
Sure. Yeah. So, Billy, actually, we have communications with the various service providers from the market, and then throughout the conversations, normally we highlight 3 kind of concerns or key requirements. The first one is, of course, the intelligence. So they claim, most of them mention that the AI intelligence, but the output is actually kind of, I don't say formatted, but the intelligence is something that are really lacking. So this is the first challenge that we're facing. Second one is about the localization and the continuous custom training, because as mentioned, we have contents from 4 languages, and including Singlish as well.
Singlish as well.
Don't say that's a 5th language, but localization is very important. Most of the times that they come out with out-of-box solutions, and then they work well with the sample data they provide, maybe a movie, maybe a video, whatever things. But the moment that we upload our own content, there will be very, very serious issues. So this localization and then customer training is always something that we are very particularly looking for.
Okay.
Last thing is about the integrations into our current workflow. So we have so many different digital properties. The workflow can be very complicated. So the out-of-box solutions, of course, once we try to adopt it, challenges comes. How do you fulfill the requirement from team A, and then in the meanwhile for team B, team C, and team D?
Okay, sounds like you have very, very good reasons not to accept what's on the market right now. Okay, we do have quite a few questions from the floor for you. So let me start with the first one. It says, do you intend to allow users to personalize short form content themselves, say via search or based on user profile?
Understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. This is part of the capabilities from our recommendation and then personalization engine. So there are various ways from our digital product. If you go to see, you will notice that there are certain kind of a widget that for recommended content. So this works for the logging users as well as anonymous users. So there are ways that are so-called under the scenes for this widget to kind of track the user consumption patterns and also look for the trends from the wider kind of user range in a way that they can apply some intelligence over there and then recommend. Of course, there is another layer of contextual recommendation, which means the similar contents. So by putting all of these considerations in place, that's why a list of most potential contents for that particular user.
Okay, I guess I can sort of understand it because the needs of a news editor will be different from someone who has to cut a trailer for the entertainment show. So something like that, right? Okay, great. Okay, wow, more questions on the floor. So this one is, what kind of source or data will be available for training data?
Understand. So just now we mentioned there are 4 types of long form videos that we kind of have with the current workflows. So once we move to the stage of, let's say, POC or whatever things, right? These types of videos will be provided. So the amount of videos we have in our database, in our product catalog, is huge. So don't worry about the training data. We have more than enough to do that.
Okay, that sounds like a lot of footage and content to go through.
Exactly.
Okay, next question. What is the duration of short videos you're looking for?
Yeah, that really varies. Depends on the nature of the content itself. Typical news clips, it's around 2 to 3 minutes.
Okay, so about 2 to 3 minutes. Great. Will the short videos be used as advertisements or suggested news?
Advertisement, I don't think so, but trailers, maybe. That because we are looking for a feature to summarize the content, right? So once the video has been summarized, let's say from our current affairs, there will be a good use case for us to upload it into let's say YouTube, and then in a way that we can, because the objective is for eyeball catching kind of short form summaries, in a way that we can drive the consumptions from the user to the actual long form ones. So this can be a very good use case.
Okay, great answer there from Haizhou. Okay, next question. Currently, when the video is put on a platform, do you also add in text so that we can use this information to get our algorithm to pick up from the video? A very technical question, Haizhou.
Yes. For now, we have a manual workflow from the editorial team or content team to just put a limited amount of metadata. Tag is one of that. There could be other metadata associated with the video. So what we are looking for is that, of course, this set of data are very limited. So with this limited set of data, the outcome or the performance from them can be limited as well. So this is what we have observed. So that's why if you look at the second item from the list, we mentioned metadata generation. So what we expect is that the system is expected to automatically generate the key metadata. We mentioned a few formats about transcriptions, translations, labels, tags, whatever relevant. So this is part of the expectation from the project itself, the automation generations of the metadata.
Okay, thank you, Haizhou. Okay, another 2 more questions so far. Next one is, this is very interesting, especially when I talk about today in Parliament. How will you define which part of current affairs is interesting to the audience? Very tough question.
Yeah, so I think, I agree, that's a tough one because I've come from a technical background. So this is actually more suitable for our editorial colleagues to address, because most of the times contents generate from the editorial side or content side. So they have the judgmental calls of how do they so-called put up the videos in the most interesting part way to attract, to get more consumptions from it. And of course, this is a manual workflow. So if, let's say, there is any ways for the system to be smart enough doing this automatically, this is what we are expecting.
Okay, thank you, Haizhou. Right, one more question for you. I hope
Sure.
I think it's another tough one as well. Okay, so this person says that out-of-the-box solution that claims AI capability is usually not cheap. Okay, I think we agree on that. So given the amount offered to fulfill all six requirements, is Haizuo, I believe it's MediaCorp looking forward to further fund the development once the prototype delivers the initial potential. So once you have a prototype, right, will MediaCorp be willing to fund further development, advanced development of the prototype? Haizuo, would you be able to take this question?
Understand. Yeah, so the main objective of we participating in this platform, the OIP platform, is to identify the potential solutions to address our problem. So if throughout the process we find the solution has a potential and then will fulfill our requirement. Don't say 100%, of course, there won't be any solution that can fulfill 100% of the requirement, but at least we see the potential and then there are rooms for improvement. Definitely we will continue with it. So there is no question about that.
Thank you. I'm pretty sure that the commercial opportunity for this solution, right, it's going to be quite huge because I'm sure many other broadcasters are looking at similar solutions, right? So it's going to be quite a huge market, I can imagine. Because I'm speaking as somebody with a lot of holiday hours of holiday videos haven't edited yet, so I would love to have a consumer version of this as well. Okay, I think Haizuo, I can't let you go yet. Sorry, one more question that just came in from the floor, and I think it's quite interesting. Do you prefer on-premise or cloud-based solutions?
Yeah, that's a good one. So in the current workflows, we actually have a combination about the cloud servers and then on-premise servers. So there is actually no kind of preference for this particular project. As long as it fulfills the requirement, yeah, shouldn't be a limit. There shouldn't be any concerns over there.
Okay, so I have bad news. The audience don't want to let you go. They want to they want to give you one more question, and I think we should answer because we do have a bit of a buffer time. So It says, if we're using audience viewing patterns to adjust the thumbnails, the first set of video that goes out would not. Okay, this is for thumbnails. Okay, that goes out will not likely be optimized. Oh, this is about thumbnails. So I suspect this is for Prashant, is it? Yeah.
Yes. Let me introduce my colleague Prashant to talk about.
Maybe this is a fan of Prashant and they wanted to put a question in advance. So okay, sorry, Haizuo, didn't mean to hold you back. So thank you very much, Haizuo, for a great presentation and for answering all our questions. I think we have a lot of questions for today. We're a very interested audience today. Thank you very much, Haizuo. We'll see you soon. I'd like to move on now to the next speaker from MediaCorp. Who is Prashant. Prashant, are you ready to tell us all about the automatic selection of video thumbnails? We already have one question arrow for you already, so I hope you're ready. Okay, Prashant, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Sure. Okay, everybody can see the screen, right?
Yes, we can see the screen. Yeah, problem statement. Okay. Yeah.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. And so this is the problem statement that we actually bring to the table. As my colleague just mentioned, we are a MediaCorp company, and MeWatch is an OTT platform from MediaCorp. And as you look at it, we have thousands of hours of content that is available on our platform today, which includes all long-form content, short-form content, series, movies, and multiple episodes for a particular series. What we are looking at here is all the thumbnails that are generated for a particular series or a particular show. They are essentially the window to the episode, and it's a very important part for a particular video. The thumbnail has to resonate, it has to be consistent, it has to be aesthetically appealing, and it has to depict the storyline for that particular episode. Now currently, the problem statement is currently when we generate a lot of thumbnails for our episodic content, we have an automated process. This automated process generates a thumbnail from the frames. It's a certain timestamp that has been taken, and we actually utilize that to create a thumbnail for a particular episode. Today, we also use it in a hybrid model. So for example, it actually timestamps at a particular X timestamp. We use that, it goes in the ingestion process. However, if we don't see it valid, we go ahead and update it. So there's a hybrid process that is happening today to generate all of these video thumbnails. What happens is, on these video thumbnails that are generated today, not all of these are accurate. Sometimes it's of a pure, very poor quality, and it actually defeats the entire UX experience. I'll give you examples of these in the next slide. So Haiju, if you can move to the next slide. Yeah, if you look here, if you look at the screen, on the left, what we have here is a series which has multiple episodes. So for example, if I give you a tentpole property on our platform, could be a Kin show which has more than 670 odd episodes along with that is with us. You can imagine that all of these video content which has been created has an artwork, which is a thumbnail which is generated. So if you look at some of the thumbnails which are seen here, could be out of context, which could be not relevant to the particular video, which could be non-relevant to the story, because it's actually picking up a timestamp from a particular video, right? So if you look at example 1, 2, and 3, the 3 images on the left, which is non-relevant. So if you could see, there's a hand which is coming up, which is cropped. If you look at the third one, it's a blurry video grab, which has been taken from the automated process, and the protagonist of the show is also not even seen here. So now that's what is considered to be a bad thumbnail. On the right, if you look at it, we have an automated process as well, and we actually use a hybrid model, so where you see a lot of meaningful information on that particular thumbnail. This thumbnail then entices the user to click and improve the CTR on the particular video, which actually is relevant to the particular show, particular episode, and also it tells you a particular storyline. So with this, I will go into the next slide. What are we actually looking for? We are looking for some deep learning techniques that will help solve this problem, where we can automatically and intelligently create and generate these thumbnails. And we actually term this as smart thumbnails. What we want to do here is we actually have an automated process which will extract the thumbnail and utilize this for and recommend it for a particular thumbnail for a selection. Now, in my previous example, I gave you an example of all the various thumbnails for a particular episode. Consider a scenario, we will have news as a format for us, and you will see all the news presenters as part of the thumbnails, which can't be non-relevant. So for example, if you keep scrolling, you will see only the presenter's face coming up across 1 to 10 news that have been listing. So this has to be contextual. It has to be contextual to the particular video. It has to understand the explicit detection. It can detect the face detection. It can detect the shot of the particular video, and it actually run an algorithm to identify a particular frame with the highest score that actually believes in a model which has been created to select the right thumbnail for us. What we are looking for is, again, these smart thumbnails should be created for all long form videos and short clips that we have. This will in turn help us create a lot of CTRs where the users will see this relevant thumbnails on the platform. It will improve the UI UX on the platform, as you just saw that some of them are non-relevant, and you could see non-relevant thumbnails on our platforms. And second thing is most important, we do not want to invest a lot of time generating this thumbnails all by yourself every time. We need to reduce manual effort for generating these thumbnails. So that's what we are looking for. If there is any question, we can be more than happy to take them.
Thank you, Prashant. A very, very quick presentation. Caught me by surprise. I was hoping to have a bit of a longer break. By the way, yes, we have questions on the floor, but before that, may I ask one very layman question? I noticed that in your problem statement on the OIP platform, you also mentioned that there's a good to have feature that you want the ability to also generate thumbnails that a graphic designer can use for posters or any kinds of marketing collaterals. Can you elaborate on that as well? Yeah.
Sure. So right now, the challenge that we are looking for is a video episodic content. All the shows, all the marquee content that has been created as a poster or posters of the show or a particular movie, those are all created in-house, because that demands a lot of importance from the graphic designer to create those. What we are looking for are video thumbnails, which has to be cropped or a particular frame of a particular video that will be used. We are isolating the part where we'll have to create artwork for a complete movie or a complete show. So this is more of an episodic content that we are looking for the challenge.
Okay, so I guess the priority will be for thumbnails for the MeWatch platform itself, but a secondary advantage is you can have thumbnails for your marketing content, like your collaterals, your posters, and so on, right? Is that how I read it? Okay. Thank you very much. I think the members of the audience were the same question as me. Okay, we have questions hitting the floor right now. And the first one for Prashant is, if we are using audience viewing patterns to adjust the thumbnails, the first set of video that goes out, would most likely not be optimized. So, and this person says that they might take some days to have a proper optimized thumbnail. Prashant, is this acceptable?
So look at this in a context, right? What we are saying is we have a video which is ingested. Now, when you run a model on this ingested video, that model should actually read all the information from that particular video. Now, we are going to ingest the content once. The model can be trained to identify the screen depth, the contrast on the show, a protagonist, the face detection, everything. All the model has to run on that particular video to identify a particular level of scoring. Now, if you identify a particular level of scoring on 200, 2000 frames, you identify and come up with 3 or 4 options saying, okay, this is an option 1, 90% match, scoring of 80%, 60%. And that is how we are going to recommend that, okay, the 90% is the closest match and then can be utilized as the thumbnail for a particular video. As my colleague mentioned, all the AI engines has to be trained and worked with the manual intervention. Even so that the recommended video thumbnail is not correct, or the intelligence from our the curation team, which is the editorial team, can go back and change it or actually make those changes on making sure whatever thumbnail has been appropriately predicted can have a weightage on that as well. So hope that answers the question. So the first time around, when we are not even talking about users viewing this for the first time. We are talking about this is the time when we are just ingesting it in the platform. The viewing pattern is the secondary step. The first step is we ingest this video. Nobody has seen this. We already want to have a thumbnail associated to that particular video. And your models will work when we ingest this and depict the entire scoring pattern and mechanism.
Okay, thank you, Prashant. A very, very good answer. We move on to the next question for you. And it says, oh, this is a very popular question that I think I started a trend today, I hope. Have you tried, have you reviewed existing solutions that are already available? And if yes, could you give some examples of why they are not suitable? A very familiar question.
So we haven't tried most of them. So we thought we would be doing this over a period of time. But for this OIP challenge, there were other AI engines that we use for multiple other things, but for not for this particular problem statement. So there are multiple out-of-the-box solutions available. We haven't explored a lot on that as well.
Okay, we can move on to the next question for Prashant. It says, from Michelle, it says, on average, how much time does a video editor spend to change a wrong frame for a 2 to 3 minute video, and how many do they edit per day? I'm assuming they talk about getting a thumbnail from a video. Yeah.
Sure. So most of the time, I mean, if you look at it, 80% of the time, we generally get the right frame and we are okay with that. Most of the time where we see the crop, the protagonist has been cropped or the frames are not right. It's also at a discovery level where somebody would go back and identify there's a discovered way that to identify that the set thumbnail is not right. How much time does it take to make that? It would spend easily around in half an hour's time to make sure that the thumbnail is created, is generated, pushed it into the system, and then have a new thumbnail available to the platform. So it takes anything around 30 to 45 minutes to get this developed, identify, develop, and replace the thumbnail.
And this is for every episodic content that you have. So imagine you have 100 episodes, it'll be multiplied by 100 times. Okay, well, that's going to be, that's tough work, I must say. Okay, next question from Sharat, and it says, thumbnail selection is a multi-pronged approach. Any thoughts on how you rank the user's preference by genre, by scene, by lead actor, and so on?
Sure,
Prashant?
That's correct. So you are absolutely right. It will be a multi-dimensional approach, but the thing is what this AI model would do is recommend a few things. So you are right. If it is only by the face detection, I do not want the protagonist face across all the thumbnails coming over. So that's the intelligence that needs to be built to understand the context, understand the storyline, reading it from the thumbnails, understanding the context, and then predict it to display the particular thumbnail. So we are not only looking for one thumbnail, it could be a model which could depict 4 different thumbnails for us in the order of ranking. And that order of ranking can be discussed by the scene detection, the protagonist, the lead actors, the high points of the video, etc. And it could not be only one thumbnail that is prompted to us to be utilized. It could be 3 or 4 based on the ranking that has been created.
Okay, that's a very good answer from Prashant. Okay, one more question from the floor, and this comes from Michelle, and she's asking, will the videos come with a transcript, or do we have to transcribe the videos ourselves?
So they might not come with the transcript. So some of them we won't have the transcript available. We'll have to transcribe.
Okay, Michelle, so I hope that answered your question. Oh, Shara is back again. One more question. Let's take it. It says, contextuality is always subjective. So who or which team will finally help to make the final call? Prashant?
Yeah, so it will be a combination of a product team and the editorial team who will come in place. And that is how we will define the rankings with you.
Okay, thank you, Prashant. Answered very clearly and confidently. I'm going to just hold the floor for another few seconds to see whether we have any more questions about this very fascinating topic. Because like I said, I'm actually an amateur video editor at home, a lot of holiday videos. So this is a tool that I think I would love to have as well, just for my holiday videos. Okay, Sharat is back again. Thank you, Sharat. I really love your enthusiasm. One more question on Sharat, and he's asking, can we leverage the list of final thumbnails you have agreed to in the past? So he wants to look at the kinds of approved thumbnails that we have as examples, I believe. Prashant, what do you say?
So what we can do is we can send a list of all the thumbnails that, or in our database, we have certain thumbnails which qualify as the best ones. So the example that I gave you earlier, in my earlier examples, that were depicting a story, the faces were not cut, etc. We can give you examples on that one as well.
Okay, so Sharat, the good news is that MediaCorp can give you samples of approved thumbnails, so that's great. Thank you very much. Okay, I guess that's about it. So Prashant, I think I should let you off. All right, the questions have more or less been cleared, and I think you guys have given a very clear two presentation, right? Two of your business challenges, and they're very clear. And I think our audience has appreciated it. So thank you, Prashant, and also thank you, Haicho from MediaCorp for sharing more about your business challenges in OIP's Innovation Call 10. Thank you, Prashant. I hereby let you off. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, don't go just yet, because for the newcomers in our audience, we're going to show you our OIP Innovation Call 10 video to give you an idea of what Call 10 is all about. Plus, we're going to flash the details of next week's seminar so that you have advanced priority to register and sign up for next week's Innovation Thursday. Okay, let's take it away, Mr. Bay.
The Open Innovation Platform, now going through its 10th call, continues to accelerate digital innovation by matching business challenges to tech solvers. Offering a wealth of expertise and technology, our still growing pool of over 10,000 solvers has catalyzed many successful projects. In our 10th call, exciting new challenges abound, with problem owners looking for innovation in the fields of solutions that leverage on the use of data and artificial intelligence, streamlining their operations and taking them to new levels of efficacy and efficiency, solutions applicable to digital platforms, and which tap on the latest and best technology available. With new and expanded sectors joining our ever-growing platform, new innovative opportunities and attractive rewards abound. In one of our biggest innovation calls yet, 27 challenges with more than $1.2 million in prize money await your solutions. More information is available at the Open Innovation Platform. Check out our website today.
Yes, and if you have more questions for our presenters today, right, feel free to drop in the forums for each business challenge at the OIP portal, which is located at www.openinnovation.sg. And ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of today's Innovation Thursday for Innovation Call 10. Thank you very much for joining us on this broadcast media edition. We're going to look forward to meeting you for next week's edition. I'm going to get my colleague to showcase the visuals for next week's Innovation Thursday. We're going to be talking about data and artificial intelligence. We have a new set of business owners with their business challenges, and so you can look forward to more interesting highlights from next week. And we thank you all for joining us here today. I hope you have learned enough about today's business challenges from the broadcast media sector. Once again, if you have more questions for our presenters, right, from all the companies, from Asia One, from Vitsi, as well as from MediaCorp, feel free to post your questions on the OIP forum page that's within the OIP portal. Again, it's located at www.openinnovation.sg. Thank you once again. We hope you have a great time, and we look forward to your submission proposals for all the business challenges in Innovation Call 10 of the Open Innovation Platform, or OIP. Thank you very much, and we look forward to seeing you on next Innovation Thursday. It's called Data and Artificial Intelligence Edition. It's happening next Thursday on 8th July from 2 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. And once again, for all updates and more information about OIP, do visit www.openinnovation.sg, or you can also drop us an email at info@openinnovation.sg. Thank you very much, and have a great week ahead, and we'll see you next week for Innovation Thursday, our Data and Artificial Intelligence edition. Bye-bye, and have a great weekend.